Állatorvostudományi Egyetem Budapest központjában található. A 7. kerület legnagyobb összefüggő zöld területe a kampuszon belül van. Az 1880-ban még külvárosnak számító Erzsébetvárosban Steindl Imre tervei alapján készültek el a ma is álló vöröstéglás épületek. A képzés korábbi helyszínei közül a mai Józsefvárosban álló Stáció utcai épületről, illetve a Múzeum körúton álló Kunevalder házról maradtak fennképek. Az 1787-ben a Pesti Egyetem orvoskarának tanszékeként alapított és 1851-ben önállóvá vált oktatási intézményt 1934-ben megfosztották önállóságától. 1952-től ismét 5 éves képzést nyújtó önálló felsőoktatási intézményé lett egészen 2000-ig, ekkor megint változott jogállása, a Szent István Egyetemen belül állatorvostudományi karként működött tovább. A világszínvonalú tanintézmény a magyar állatorvos társadalom legnagyobb örömére 2016. július 1-től visszakapta önálló egyetemi státuszát. Az új korszak első eseménye az a 2016. június 30-án tartott ünnepség volt, amelyen Sótonyi Péter rektor bejelentette az újra önállóvá vált Állatorvostudományi Egyetem megalakulását. Az eseményen került sor az új egyetemi zászló felavatására és ökumenikus felszentelésére. A zászlóanya szerepét Schmidt Pálné Makrai Katalin vállalta el, a régi lobogó megmaradt szalagját Lami Gyula, a professzori kar doyenje kötötte a zászlóra. Az ünnepét a parkban felállított 9 őshonos kutyafajta bronzszobrának átadása követte. A Budapesti Állatorvostudományi Egyetem büszkén foglalja el helyét az európai partnerintézmények között. Az itt végzettek megállják helyüket mind elméleti, mind gyakorlati felkészültségben, összehasonlítva őket külföldi kollégáikkal. Állatorvos képzésünk 235 éves történelme során számos olyan szakember tanított intézményünkön, akik az egész világon hírnevet szereztek a magyar állatorvosi oktatásnak és elméleti állatjárványtant, az előképzettség nélküli gazdáknak, kovácsoknak és istállómestereknek pedig alapvető állatorvosi ismereteket oktatott. Számos könyvet írt, talán legjelentősebb a lovak megesméréséről és orvoslásáról szóló munkája. Szlamá Vilmos közel 40 éven át intézményünk vezetőjeként szinte valamennyi tárgy oktatásában részt vett. Könyvei tankönyvek, cikkei felvilágosító jellegű írások voltak. A keleti marhavész elleni küzdelem végigkísérte életét, 1838-tól, majd 1867-től országos főállatorvosként irányította a járvány elleni védekezést. Dr. Galambos Márton állatorvos, sebész, szülészmester, bölcsész és orvosdoktor 9 tantárgy oktatója. A világon elsőként észlelte a keleti marhavész átterjedését juhokra. Elhivatottsága, hazaszeretete példaértékű az őt követő generációk számára. Tormai Béla az állattenyésztés tantanára. Oktatói és kutatói munkássága mellett a mezőgazdasági szakiskolák szervezése fűződik nevéhez. Tanintézeti korszakunkban igazgatói funkciót töltött be, 1880-tól 1904-ig államtitkárként a mezőgazdasági szakoktatás ügyeinek intézője volt. Nádaskai Béla a leíró és tájbonc tantanára, rövidebb-hosszabb ideig a növénytant, a fizikát és a szülészetet is előadta. Rajongott a tanításért, brilliáns előadásait a maga készítette preparátumokkal színesítette. Tankönyveket és ismeretterjesztő műveket egyaránt alkotott. Írói tehetségét az általa alapított első magyar állatorvosi folyóiratban, a Veterináriusban is megcsillantotta. Hutira Ferenc számos tárgy előadója. Kezdetben a korbonctani, később a belgyógyászati, majd a járványtani tanszéket vezette. Marek Józseffel együtt írt Állatorvosi Belgyógyászat című könyvét számos nyelvre lefordították. Működése vezetése alatt a Magyar Királyi Állatorvosi Tanintézetből akadémia, majd az akadémiából doktori címadására is felhatalmazott egyetemi jellegű főiskola lett. Marek József nevét halhatatlanná tette a később tiszteletére Marek betegségnek elnevezett tyúkbénulás leírása 1907-ben. Szabadalma, a disztol nevű készítmény évtizedeken keresztül a májméteikor egyetlen hatásos gyógyszerének bizonyult világszerte. A Hutira Ferenccel közösen írt Állatorvosi Belgyógyászat című könyve világsiker lett. Aujeszky Aladár a bakteriológia tanára az állatorvosi főiskolán. Tanszéke, amely korábban Állami Bakteriológiai Intézet néven működött, oltóanyagok ellenőrzésével és bizonyos vakcinák, szérumok és diagnosztikumok előállításával foglalkozott. 1902-ben írta le és különítette el a veszettségektől azt a vírusok által előidézett betegséget, amit később tiszteletére Aujeszky betegségnek neveztek el. Zimmermann Ágoston az anatómia és fejlődéstan tanára. Tudományos munkássága a funkcionális morfológia, az összehasonlító anatómia és a fejlődéstan szinte minden területét érintette. Sok könyve és több száz dolgozata jelent meg. A választékosan beszélő, precíz, szigorú tanárt hallgatói bálványként tisztelték. Kotlán Sándor a parazitológia és az általános állattan előadója, az önálló parazitológiai tanszék első vezetője. A paraziták morfológiájával, biológiájával és az élősködők által okozott betegségek korfejlődésével egyaránt foglalkozott. Több féregfaj leírása is fűződik nevéhez. Parazitológia című tankönyve az első magyar nyelven megjelent parazitológiai könyv volt. Manninger Rezső a járványtani tanszék vezetőjeként mikrobiológiát és járványtant adott elő. Kiterjedt tudományos munkásságát több mint 300 eredeti közleménye tanúsítja. Munkájában legendás memóriája, párját ritkító nyelvérzéke is segítette. Mócsi Jánossal közösen írt Állatorvosi Belgyógyászat című könyve számos idegen nyelven is megjelent. Megalapítója és első igazgatója volt az Országos Állategészségügyi Intézetnek. Mócsi János tudományos munkásságának első felében főleg klinikai diagnosztikai kérdésekkel és az ektoparaziták ellen hatásos szerek kipróbálásával foglalkozott. Később figyelme a nagyüzemi állattartás állategészségügyi problémái felé fordult. Személyében az állathigiénia első hazai művelőjét is tisztelhetjük. A Manninger Rezsővel együtt írt Állatorvosi Belgyógyászat című könyvét számos idegen nyelvre is lefordították. Szent Iványi Tamás a járványtan előadója. Kutatómunkája kiterjedt az immunogenetika, a mikrobiológia, a fertőző betegségek elleni védekezés és a mentesítés területére egyaránt. Hallgatói a korszak legjobb előadójaként tisztelték. Kovács Ferenc az állathigiénia megteremtője és tanára. Úttörő szerepet játszott a nagyüzemi állattenyésztés térhódításával együtt jelentkező betegségek elleni küzdelemben, valamint a tartási és takarmányozási hibákból eredő korformák feltárásában. Több cikluson keresztül az Állatorvostudományi Egyetem rektora, a szakállatorvos képzés megalapítója. Dr. Barta Adorján az egyik leginvenciózusabb állatorvos kutatónk. Nevét az általa készített és róla elnevezett vírustörzsből készült Aujeszky betegség elleni vakcina tette ismertté világszerte. Hazánk legeredményesebb gyakorlati virológusa volt. 1957-ben ő vezette be a sejttenyésztést az állatorvosi virológiába. Gyakorlati állatorvos képzésünk 21. századi történetének több fontos mérföldköve volt. Többek között az Üllői Nagyállatklinika átadása 2001-ben, illetve az Európai Unió igényeihez igazodó kisállatklinika létrehozása 2006-ban a régi Nagyállatkórház helyén. Az 1300 négyzetméter alapterületű klinikai tömbben kaptak helyet a szülészeti, sebészeti és belgyógyászati vizsgálók, valamint az ambuláns kezelőhelyiségek, a sebészeti műtők, az intenzív terápiás részleg, a hospitalizált betegek kórtermei és a kórházi kezelőhelyiségek. Szintén az épületben találhatók a CT, a röntgen, valamint az endoszkópos, EKG-s, ultrahangos laboratórium, amelyek együttesen képezik a ma már elengedhetetlen műszeres diagnosztikai egységet. Az új kisállatklinika létrehozásával és a betegellátási gyakorlat bevezetésével jelentősen bővült a hallgatók gyakorlati képzése, a klinikai készség és a jártasság növelése. 2020. október 7-én került sor az Állatorvostudományi Egyetem lógyógyászati tanszékére és klinikájára érkezett emery készülék ünnepélyes átadására. A különleges emery alkalmas arra, hogy lovak patáját, csűdjét, tártájékát, illetve csánkját és lábtövét a végtagok lágyszöveti és csontos képleteiről, valamint lehetővé teszi az ultrahanggal és röntgennel látható elváltozások diagnosztizálását álló helyzetben, az altatás felesleges kockázatát mellőzve. 2021-ben az Állatorvostudományi Egyetem lógyógyászati tanszéke és klinikája egy olyan CT berendezéssel gyarapodott, amiből a világon csak 4 másik található. A 90 cm átmérőjű CT műszerben bódítással a ló elülső és hátulsó lába is vizsgálható. A készülék akár 600 kg-s tömegű lómedencéjéről is kiváló képet alkot. Egyetemünk egyik legjelentősebb eseménye a diplomaosztó és doktorráavató ünnepség. Napjainkban évente 220-230 hallgató veheti át állatorvos doktor oklevelét magyar és angol képzésben. A végzős hallgatók nagyszámú hozzátartozója mellett a nézőtér első soraiban helyet foglaló emeritus professzoraink is vendégei a rendezvénynek. Az ünnepség megható pillanata, amikor a tanulmányaikat sikerrel befejező hallgatók nyilvánosan is hitet tesznek, hogy egész életpályájukon a legjobb tudásuk szerint szakmai helytállást és felelősségérzetet tanúsítanak. Az állatorvosi eskü magyar, angol nyelvű elmondását követően a legfiatalabb állatorvosok rektori kézfogás kíséretében vehetik át okleveleiket. Hagyományaink szerint a tanévnyitó ünnepség évről évre visszatérő, megindító eseménye, amikor az Állatorvostudományi Egyetem vezetése arany, gyémánt, rubin, vas és gránit díszoklevelek átadásával köszönti a jubiláló kollégáinkat, akik 50, 60, 65, 70 és 75 évvel ezelőtt szerezték meg állatorvosi diplomájukat. Az ősz legelegánsabb és talán legjobban várt eseménye a gólyabál, amely hagyományosan októberben kerül megrendezésre. A gólyabál az első éves hallgatók bálja, melyet minden évben egyetemünk hallgatói önkormányzata szervez. A hajnalig tartó mulatság az első éves hallgatók nyitó táncával indul, ezt követően zenekar szórakoztatja a vendégeket. 2006-ban vette kezdetét az azóta minden évben megrendezésre kerülő hallgatói koncert, amely összefogja azokat a műkedvelő fiatalokat, akik komoly szakmai tanulmányaik mellett időt és energiát nem sajnálva évről évre felkészülnek, hogy jazz, pop és komoly zenei művekkel szórakoztassák a közönséget. Egyetemünk évről évre visszatérő eseménye a Tudományos Diákköri Konferencia. A tehetséggondozás nemzetközileg is elismert szintere az a tudományos diákköri munka és az erre épülő mozgalom, amely már 7 évtizede van jelen a hazai felsőoktatási intézményrendszerben. A mesterek, témavezető tanárok, kutatók körül kialakuló TDK műhelyek ösztönző légkörében születik meg a legtöbb tehetséges diák első tudományos élménye.
2017-ben tangazdaságunkban bevezetésre került a nagyon sikeres hetesi gyakorlat, mely azt a törekvést szolgálja, hogy az egyetem minél több diákot orientáljon a gazdasági haszonállatok gyógyítására. A hallgatók fél évente 6 napot töltenek üllőn, és minden szemeszterben új állatokkal találkoznak. Először lóval, majd juhokkal, sertéssel, baromfival és az őshonos állatokkal.
2020-ban a modellt váltó egyetemek közé került az Állatorvostudományi Orvostudományi Egyetem. 2020. augusztus 1-től az állam által létrehozott Marek József Alapítvány fenntartásában működik tovább. Képzésünk, oktatási struktúránk változatlan maradt, a magyar hallgatók számára továbbra is biztosított az elmúlt évek létszámának megfelelő, államilag finanszírozott oktatás. A modellváltás egyedülálló fejlődést generált, hiszen a kutatóintézetekkel, az állatgyógyszer és vakcinagyártókkal való együttműködés mellett az alapkutatásokban és az élelmiszerbiztonság területén kifejtett tevékenység és az idegen nyelvű képzés kiemelkedően magas aránya ehhez kiváló hátteret ad. A Marek József Alapítvány 2021-ben Marek József ösztöndíjat hozott létre a haszonállatgyógyászat és az élelmiszerlánc biztonság iránt érdeklődő, elhivatott, a későbbiekben szakterületen dolgozni szándékozó állatorvosi szakos hallgatók számára. A Marek József ösztöndíj létrehozásának célja a haszonállatgyógyászattal és élelmiszerlánc biztonsággal foglalkozni kívánó állatorvosok létszámának jelentős bővítése. Az Állatorvostudományi Egyetem vezetése és munkatársai elkötelezték magukat, hogy Budapest a múlthoz hasonlóan a jövőben is világszínvonalon teljesítse legfontosabb küldetését, a jól képzett állatorvos generációk nevelését. Kedves vendégeink, ünnepségünk kezdeteként énekeljük el együtt a magyar himnuszt, majd hallgassuk meg az Európai Unió himnuszát. Kérem, foglaljanak helyet. Kedves vendégeink, nagy szeretettel és tisztelettel köszöntöm Önöket a mai ünnepélyes egyetemi szenátusi ülésen. Hagyományunkhoz híven minden év szeptember elején a tanévnyitó ünnepségen köszönhetjük azokat a hallgatókat, akik megfeleltek az Állatorvostudományi Egyetemre történő bejutás nem könnyű feltételeinek. Nagy esemény a mai nap az új hallgatók és családjuk életében, de az Állatorvostudományi Egyetem munkatársainak is, mert a tanulmányaikat most kezdők a szenátus nyilvános ülésén teszik le hallgatói esküjüket. Nagy tisztelettel köszöntöm az ünnepségünkön megjelent kedves vendégeket, külön kiemelve a jubileumi oklevelet átvevő állatorvosokat. Megkülönböztetett tisztelettel köszöntöm Makrai Katalin asszonyt, az Állatorvostudományi Egyetem zászlóanyját. Bemutatom az elnökségben helyet foglalókat. Professzor dr. Sótonyi Péter egyetemi tanár, az Állatorvostudományi Egyetem rektora.
Hankó Balázs, kultúráért és innovációért felelős miniszter. Hernádi Zsolt, a MOL Magyar Olaj- és Gázipari Részvénytársaság elnök vezérigazgatója. Professzor dr. Barta Tibor, egyetemi tanár, nemzetközi rektor helyettes. Professzor dr. Németh Tibor, egyetemi tanár, klinikai rektor helyettes. Professzor dr. Ósvári László, egyetemi tanár, oktatási rektor helyettes. Dr. Jerzsele Ákos, egyetemi docens, tudományos és innovációs rektor helyettes. Dr. Süt Miklós, egyetemi docens, intézetigazgató, rektori főtanácsadó. Harsányi Kristóf Lehel, a Hallgatói Önkormányzat elnöke. Továbbá tanszékvezető egyetemi tanáraink, professzor dr. Gál János, Guba Sándor, a Kite Zrt. Elnöke. Professzor dr. Kovács Levente, egyetemi tanár, az Óbudai Egyetem rektora. Nemzetsportolóját és dr. Hargitai András, olimpiai bronzérmes, háromszoros világ- és Európa-bajnok úszót. Tisztelettel köszöntöm a nagykövetségek itt megjelent képviselőit. His Excellency Mr. Ragnar Almqvist nagykövet urat és dr. Szegedi Jó Marianna attaché asszonyt Írország nagykövetségéről. Guenay Ouvray tudományos és egyetemközi együttműködési referenst asszonyt a Francia Intézettől. Professzor dr. Slaven Gribic, Magyarország Bosznia-Hercegovinába akkreditált tiszteletbeli konzulját. Dr. Kósz Attila, Horvátország magyarországi tiszteletbeli konzulját. Köszöntöm a megjelent szülőket és hozzátartozókat.
I warmly greet the parents and relatives who are here with us, as well as the retired leaders, professors, instructors, and other staff members of the University of Veterinary Medicine and the representatives of the Animal Healthcare Service. I kindly ask the rector, Dr. Péter Sótonyi, to deliver his ceremonial speech. Distinguished Madam Katalin, honored Minister and Secretaries of State, distinguished board members, jubilarian colleagues, dear guests, my fellow professors, students just starting the academic year, ladies and gentlemen. Today's ceremony is an outstanding event in our 237-year-old alma mater, and so it is in particular for our freshman veterinary and zoology students who are just about to start their university studies now. We have never admitted such a high number of applicants to the Hungarian, English, and German veterinary and the English zoologist training programs before. I'm sure you all feel happy to join this large community where 1,200 out of our 1,800, that is 2/3 of our students, are from abroad, from 62 countries of the world. Now, before speaking to the new students just starting their university studies, let me address the jubilarians first. Dear jubilarian colleagues, on behalf of the professors, researchers, and students of the University of Veterinary Medicine, let me greet you with great love and respect at this ceremonial occasion. Many of you were my professors and later my colleagues in the alma mater. And now you will receive your ruby, iron, diamond, and golden diplomas from the university as you graduated in 1954, 1959, 1964, and 1974, respectively. The past years have brought several changes, but for 237 years, the principles of our university have stayed the same. Still today, the purpose of our work is to train veterinarians who will cope in all areas of the veterinary profession, just like you. Your life and career should serve as an example to our young colleagues because your sacrifice and your knowledge will spill over this way. This is how this day becomes a common celebration for the generations of the past and the future alike, and we do hope that the youth will continue your mission. Dear jubilarians, in these solemn moments, we cannot forget about those colleagues who started their career with you and may have even asked for the issue of their jubilarian certificate, but cannot be here with us anymore. Let's remember them with sympathy and respect. Dear guests, Veterinarians have a significant role in the formation of communities and their environment. If a farmer trusts the vet, he asks for his opinion, and not only in professional issues, but also in any other walks of life, such as family, economy, politics, or even arts. So a veterinarian conveys a variety of intellectual values, as veterinary specialists traditionally own these values, and they must own these values. Of course, a veterinary doctor can only shape communities if people are interested in their opinion. That is, if they trust him or her. And the basis of this confidence is the professional knowledge that our students acquire here in our alma mater. Roots have an essential role in shaping the identity of the veterinary community. The human and professional excellence, as well as the endurance of our predecessors, were the basis of making veterinary medicine such a high prestige profession. We moved to our campus designed by Imre Steindl in 1880, and we are still here today, with a view to maintaining and increasing the standards of our education and research, and in order to reach a higher position in the international rankings, we have implemented several large investments. Owing to the government support, our campus, Minister is sitting next to me, so our campus is looking forward to even more spectacular improvements, in fact, to a complete renewal. The first phase of the construction project has already started, whereby our 145-year-old buildings are going to regain their original state after their reconstruction, modernization, and equipment with state-of-the-art devices, enabling us to move back to our department soon. We hope that further developments can follow based on these plans. Our long-established institution is one of the best universities in Europe, which we proved again last year as we successfully passed the 4th European accreditation. We insist on traditional teaching methods because our educational program is recognized worldwide and is regarded as an example in veterinary training. Also, we aim to develop a kind of emotional ties and enhancing natural thinking. Dear first-year students, September, which is the first month of autumn, has a different meaning to everyone. According to the fall calendar, it is the month of Saint Michael, but it is also called the harvesting month or the month of Mother Earth, as for those working in farms and vineyards, this is the time of harvests. In this month, exactly on this day, on the 6th of September, we celebrate the 164th birthday of the world-famous Hungarian veterinary professor Ferenc Hutira. For us, veterinarians, the professors and students of the University of Veterinary Medicine, September is the month of professional renewal. For the past 237 years, we have always gathered at this time of the year to welcome our freshman students, who we believe will soon become active members of the veterinary society and spread the reputation of our profession around the world. First of all, let me address some thoughts directly to you, dear students. Life is short, opportunity fleeting, experiment treacherous, judgment difficult. These deep thoughts come from the ancient Greek doctor Hippocrates, who is regarded as the father of medical ethics. Dear student, life is short, yet you have decided to dedicate these days to the veterinary profession. Opportunity fleeting, but you have grabbed the opportunity, applied to our university, and despite the high entry requirements, you have been admitted to our long-established institution. Experiment treacherous, says Hippocrates, but you are here to take many, many risks during your studies, to learn how to make the right decisions after a number of possible failures. Judgment difficult. It is because of the responsibility. It is because lives depend on it. It is difficult because if it was easy, vets would not spend long years studying and practicing, and they would not have to overcome numerous trials until they receive their diplomas. It is difficult because this degree is only an entrance ticket which will entitle you to face an infinite series of new challenges. If there are so many hardships, risks, and responsibilities, and if life is so short, why is it still worth choosing the medical profession? One could ask. The answer also comes from Hippocrates, who said, "Life is short, art long." Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call your attention to a rarely mentioned aspect of the medical and veterinary profession, namely that throughout the history of mankind, medicine and art have always been closely related. With its many multi-talented geniuses, the history of veterinary medicine also proves that these apparently very different manifestations of the human intellect, medicine and art, are closely linked during the medical treatment activity. You cannot find two identical works of art, and similarly, you will not encounter two identical groups of symptoms or sick animals. Each situation, illness, and healing is unique and unrepeatable, just like a beautiful painting or a poem, the lines of which may make a lasting impression on your soul. While theoretical science exact and objective, in practice, in real-life situations when the veterinarian meets the sick animal, science becomes subjective. During a treatment, you need to have ideas and inspiration, just like in any other creative process. The fact that medicine is art was already recognized in the ancient times. Vates et medici uno Apollo favet, that is, poetry and healing have the same patron, Apollo. As the god of light in Greek mythology, Apollo did not only spread health and disease with his fiery arrows, but was also the leader of the Muses, the goddesses of art. Halls dedicated to the Muses, that is, museums, have served the purposes of science for thousands of years. At the end of the 15th century, Leonardo da Vinci, the genius of Italian Renaissance, made drawings that proved his incredible knowledge of anatomy, while bearing an extremely high artistic value. The paintings of Rembrandt were mostly ordered by physicians, and a famous 16th century doctor from Bologna asked for Raffaello's painting, Saint John the Baptist, as remuneration for his healing activity. Good business. According to Nietzsche, aesthetics is nothing but a kind of applied physiology. That is, health is beautiful, and beauty is health itself. The list of examples for the efficient symbiosis of healing and art is endless. Many of our well-renowned veterinarians have excelled in other arts, not only the art of veterinary medicine. At the same time, we are also proud of the international success of our veterinarian athletes. Let me highlight 3 of our athletes who are Olympic and world champions and hold the title the Athlete of the Nation. This means that 1/4 of all athletes of the Hungarian nation are veterinarians, namely Tamás Faragó, Zoltán Magyar, and Sándor Vladár. The fruitful interaction between medicine and art has also been proved by the latest scientific research. Medical students who enjoy or practice any form of art are more empathetic, sensitive, and are more likely to become good healers than their fellows with equal professional knowledge. Do not only adopt thoughts, but learn to think on your own. In your professional field, do not only learn what is taught to you. Do not only seek to become professionals, but humans as a whole. In addition to your professional knowledge, you also need a high level of cultural education and a healthy worldview. This will widen your horizons and protect you from being unilateral. A key factor of development is our society's educational level. If you are to succeed in this competitive environment, you will need a high level of multidisciplinary knowledge. At the same time, you are faced with a moral chaos that has evolved in our world. But one should never underestimate the significance of moral norms and intellectual values. Creative work is the result of conscious activities based on preparedness in terms of intellect and morality. The true survives the fleeting. For this very reason, it is important to keep the memory of our highly dedicated professors and scientists in our minds, especially nowadays, when the troubled waves of moral decline and destruction are breaking through the walls of the university, when loads of misleading articles and lectures of no content or value and theories based on confused thoughts are published. 80 years ago, Professor Ágoston Zimmermann already referred to this threat in his inauguration speech as the president of the Scientific Society in 1941. His words are more valid than ever. Fantasy often captivates people who aim to become popular and therefore raise superficial and hazardous thoughts that mislead the uninformed. The mass tend to believe those who bustle around a lot using illegitimate and dishonest means and tricks. We can see this very often today. Let me greet with distinguished respect our foreign students. You are starting to acquire the knowledge you need to practice your profession far from your families, in a foreign country, in a culture which is entirely different from yours. For this reason, we highly respect you. I also encourage you to take all the opportunities offered by this metropolis called Budapest. Get acquainted with the beautiful places, traditions, and cultures of our country, our dearly beloved Hungary, and keep them in your memories. Dear young colleagues, today's world is about diversity, resilience, and unfortunately about the lack of time. Yet I'm asking you to stop for a moment from time to time so as not to forget about the things and the persons that are worth living for. At the beginning of the new academic year, I'm inviting you to join in our common creative work. Let's perform our task seriously and with the highest possible professional accuracy, while leaving time for the celebration of well-done work. Let's listen to music so we can tune in to the symphony of life. Let's read poems in order to feel the strength of spoken and written words. Let's enjoy the diversity of arts and never forget that if a problem seems to be unsolvable from one approach, it's time to change our perspective. On behalf of the University of Veterinary Medicine, I can promise to make every effort to ensure that during your studies in Budapest, you will learn to become independent from the best professionals in a beautiful environment. Then, as a result of your hard work and that of your professors, veterinary medicine will become a profession, and profession will become an art. I wish that you will never be short of acting love, trust in the future, and the power of collaboration. It is your task and obligation to observe and make observed the laws of nature. If you do this with your heart, faith, hard work, desire, and consciousness, you will end up winning the game. With the knowledge you acquire during your studies, you will become very well prepared, honest, faithfully acting, and exemplary professionals, intellectuals who are loyal to their countries, always keeping the present and future of your nations in mind. God bless you all. In the spirit of the above thoughts, I hereby open the 238th academic year. Thank you for your attention. I kindly ask Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an outstanding moment in the life of every university when the highest university title, the honoris causa doctoral title, is confirmed. This year, the Senate of the University of Veterinary Medicine decided to grant the honoris causa title to two professors, Dr. Gábor Nárai Szabó and Dr. Horst Erich König. I kindly ask the Secretary General, Dr. Márton Battai, to present the laudation of Dr. Gábor Nárai Szabó, and I kindly ask Dr. Nárai Szabó to stand up. Gábor Nárai Szabó graduated from ELTE University Faculty of Science as a chemical engineer in 1968. Between 1968 and 1990, he worked in Kinoin factory of pharmaceutical and chemical products. Since 1992, he's been a university professor at ELTE University. From 1996 to 1999, he was the Deputy Secretary General of the Hungarian Academy of Sciences and then the Deputy Secretary of State of the Ministry of Education. Between 2006 and 2013, he was the Director General of the Library of the Hungarian Academy of Sciences. He is the author of more than 250 scientific publications, including 8 books on theoretical chemistry, computer-driven molecular design, structural biology, professional advocacy, and sustainable growth. Between 1983 and 1997, he was the Secretary General and then the President of the Hungarian Chemical Society, where his activity was acknowledged by the Tan Károly Medal of Honor. From 2002 and 2005, he was the President of the Federation of European Chemical Societies, and in 2011, he was granted the Award for Service Certificate of Honor. He organized and chaired the European Chemical Conference in Budapest in 2006. From 2003 to 2019, he was the president of the Batyányi Society of Professors. In 1990, he became the president, the corresponding member, and in 1990, an ordinary member of the Hungarian Academy of Sciences. He's an awardee of the Middle Cross of the Hungarian Order of Merit and an honorary citizen of Újbuda. He has 2 children and 7 grandchildren. Since 2020, he's been the chairman of the Board of Trustees of Marek József Foundation, the maintainer of University of Veterinary Medicine. In this position, he's been assisting our university with his outstanding humility and dedication towards education and science in an effort to enable our university to operate at a highly recognized international standard. I kindly ask Academic Professor Dr. Gábor Nárai Szabó to proceed to the rector of the university, who is going to accept you as an honorary doctor and confer the honoris causa title certificate. We, the rector and senate of the University of Veterinary Medicine, are ready to accept you as the honorary doctor of the University of Veterinary Medicine. I hereby declare you an honorary doctor in recognition of your scientific and professional work and entitle you to exercise all the rights that honorary doctors hold by law and practice. I accept you Medicinae Veterinariae honoris causa. I kindly ask Academic Dr. Nárai Szabó to hold his speech concerning his title. Madam Katalin, dear Minister, dear General Manager, dear Rector, ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing here at awe, especially because I really have to think how I deserve this very high rank. The Rector helped me a little bit when he recalled a few moments of my life. Already 5 years ago, I supported this kind of transition as a result of which the independence and of the university have become true. And I am viewing the extremely committed and dedicated work of this university as a really exemplary process. That's why, for example, one of the television programs of Austria dedicated a whole program about the operation of the University of Veterinary Medicine of Budapest. Now the university has come to a stage that our financial resources are stable now. We have achieved great success regarding our international recognition, and the community of veterinary doctors is becoming more and more closely related. They form, the professors and the students form a community which is really exemplary and which has a great impact on the whole veterinary society. Thank you very much for the title. I kindly ask Associate Professor Dr. Gábor Lorászko to present the laudation of Professor Dr. Horst Erik König. Professor Dr. Horst Erik König was born on the first day of 1940 in Talmes, Transylvania. After completing his university studies in Bucharest, he started working at a large animal practice and then in the Institute of Anatomy and Surgery in Jászvásár. Having gained 10 years of professional experience, he moved to the German Federal Republic and continued his work alongside Professor Vollmerhaus in Munich. He was appointed a university professor 44 years ago. The Bavarian Veterinary Chamber granted him the title Veterinary Specialist in Anatomy and Surgery. He was head of the Institute of Anatomy in Chile, where he received the title of Best Instructor of the Year and Honorary University Professor. Then he was appointed head of the Institute of Anatomy in Vienna. The University of Brno awarded him the Jan Kolda Medal of Honor, and both the universities of Jászvásár and Bucharest granted him the honoris causa doctorate title. Professor König is the author of 166 professional publications and contributed to the education of 55 doctoral candidates. His comprehensive textbook, The Veterinary Anatomy of Domestic Animals, of which Professor Sotonyi is a co-author, has just been released in the Hungarian language as well. In recognition of his outstanding scientific activity, exemplary educational work, and his dedication towards veterinary medicine, the Budapest University of Veterinary Medicine is hereby conferring him the honoris causa doctorate title. Dear Professor, please proceed to the rector of the University of Veterinary Medicine, who is going to accept you as an honorary doctor and confer the honoris causa title certificate to you. We, the rector and senate of the University of Veterinary Medicine, are ready to accept you as the honorary doctor of the University of Veterinary Medicine. I hereby declare you as an honorary doctor in recognition of your scientific and professional work, and entitle you to exercise all the rights that honorary doctors hold by law and by practice. I accept you Medicinae Veterinarii honoris causa. I kindly ask Mr. András König to speak on behalf of his father.
Meine sehr geehrten Damen und Herren, Magnifizenz und Rektor Professor Schotoni, ich bin in Tolmac neben Neuchseven geboren. Früher hatte das zu Ungarn gehört. Meine Familie hatte viele Beziehungen zu Ungarn. Mein Vater kam als Kind circa im Jahr 1910 in eine ungarische Familie, wo er die Sprache gut lernte. Er konnte sogar ungarische Zeitungen lesen, worauf er ganz stolz war. Mein Onkel Michael Bonfert hat in Budapest Veterinärmedizin studiert. Er promovierte 1919 mit einer Schrift zum Zahnalter des Pferdes. Seine Doktorarbeit befindet sich in der Bibliothek ihrer Universität. Auch seine Promotionsurkunde schickte ich, nachdem er und sein Sohn gestorben waren, an das Archiv der Veterinärmedizinischen Universität Budapest. Aufgrund des Vorbildes meines Onkels studierte ich Veterinärmedizin. Als ich von München nach Wien berufen wurde, nahm ich Kontakt zu Professor Schotoni auf. Er hielt mehrere Vorlesungen an der Veterinärmedizinischen Universität in Wien, die bei den Studenten sehr gut ankamen. Er nahm sogar Präparate für seine Vorlesungen von Budapest nach Wien mit. Im Gegenzug durfte ich einige Vorlesungen vor deutschen Studenten in Budapest halten. In unserem Lehrbuch für Anatomie der Haustiere beteiligte sich Professor Schotoni seit mehreren Jahren als Mitautor. Auf die Übersetzung in die ungarische Sprache meines Buches bin ich sehr stolz. Besonders stolz bin ich darauf, dass die Veterinärmedizinische Universität Budapest mir die hohe Auszeichnung eines Ehrendoktorates verliehen hat. Ihre Universität ist weltweit eine der besten. Ich bedanke mich herzlich bei Ihnen, Magnifizenz. Ihrer Universität wünsche ich weiterhin große Erfolge in Forschung und Lehre. Allen Mitgliedern und ihren Familien wünsche ich Gesundheit und Wohlergehen. Zum Schluss möchte ich noch meinen Freund Fernando González aus Chile begrüßen. Fernando, te doy la bienvenida in Budapest. Ich bin geehrt, dass er bei allen meinen Ehrendoktorwürden und Festivitäten dabei war. Estoy orgulloso que tú estabas en todas mis fiestas de doctorado, de doctor honoris causas acá en Budapest también. Herzlichen Dank.
Felkérem Hankó Balázs miniszter urat.
Now I kindly ask Minister Balázs Hankó to deliver his greeting speech. Dear Madam Katalin, dear President, dear Rector, dear celebrating university community, dear jubilarians, and dear first-year students. It's a big question what we expect from our universities. What does the first-year student expect, and what does a senior expect, who is already over a few years of experience, and what do the professors, the families, the rectors, the dean, what does the country itself expect? What does the nation expect? So there are various aspects, various perspectives, but there is something in common, and that we are waiting for something and we expect something. We expect something because the community, the nation is what actually supports the universities. So expectation means we expect that you actually fulfill our requirements, our expectations. And such expectations cover a number of fields, from food chain safety to animal health care and so on. So we must be able to fulfill these requirements, the requirements of the service we are going to provide. And this is why we expect and rely on our universities, because they are not just an independent institution. They have to be aware that universities work for first-year students, for senior-year students, and for families, and for the nation, the Hungarian nation as well. That is for us, for our present and for our future. So they have to cooperate with the environment, adapt to the environment, and they must feel the pulsing of this kind of life. And they have to stay firm, whatever happens in the world. And what we, the government, expect from the university is to educate and train young people who can ensure the safety of our food chain, our animals, and our agriculture. So they have to train individuals who will be diligent and hardworking, just like the rector of the university, whose commitment to our nation inspires us all, and who seems to be so hardworking that he never gets tired of his mission. We actually rely on one another, so that's why the Hungarian government decided to renew Hungarian higher education. That's why we came up with a competitiveness program, in the framework of which the new university structures could gain a new momentum. They need an environment where they can make their dreams come true. They can work in a focused way, and they can take the opportunities offered by these new environments. They have to build communities. That's one of the most important principles around which we are creating our new higher education system here in the Carpathian Basin. After we started the modernization process, we can see a lot of innovative and creative students, a lot of creative ecosystems, and we can see that society has built confidence in this system. We have become really competitive, and the key factor of this was that we connected higher education institutions with the actors of the economy. We made their operation more flexible, and we reformed their financing structure as well. The purpose of these reforms was to strengthen universities, both here in Hungary and both at an international, in the international scene. And what we can see is that the Hungarian model has 4 pillars: competitiveness, resilience, foreseeability, and autonomy. Yes, autonomy. What we can see here is that the universities have very good results. We have 6,000 more university students. The dropout rate has declined, and students are more efficient in their studies. More than 3,500 students attend fields of study which are of key importance in the Hungarian economy. The number of international publications have grown. So we can state that the Hungarian model does work well, and the confidence of society has become stronger. This is also proved by the number of students admitted to universities. This year it was more than 100,000. Another proof that our higher education works well is that some institutions try to outrule our system and try to push the Hungarian universities down among the ranks, but we do not let it happen. 12 of our universities are among the 5% of the best universities of the world. Today, Hungarian universities among the 200 best universities of the world. And despite all efforts, the University of Veterinary Medicine have successfully passed the European accreditation again, which means that the degree issued here is accepted without any further accreditation around the world. So this is why it is the University of Veterinary Medicine where the ratio of foreign students is the highest. So we do not want to stay closed. We want to open towards the world. We have started the so-called Pannonia program, which helps mobility. So our students can move and study at other universities of the world, and we give scholarships for that. We also invited students to take the opportunities that we can offer in studying abroad. One thing we expect from them is that if they acquire knowledge abroad, they have to use it here in Hungary. That's the only criteria we have when we offer such scholarships. We also support programs which were not awarded a grant in the Horizon program. So we try to provide further resources. Because, for example, food safety is very important for us. We have also started an 8 billion forint program where we cooperate with foreign universities trying to find answers, real answers to real challenges. And we have received applications from 112 universities from around the world. And we can also be proud of the athletes we had at the Paris Olympics. As among the 19 medalists, 6 were Hungarian university students. So today, and also earlier, there has always been a kind of relation between good academic achievements and good sports achievements. So we do provide support from the government for sporting activities at universities. So these are actually our expectations, and this is the situation. But we cannot stop here. We have to continue. We have to strengthen further, and we have to make sure that people will not lose confidence in the universities. So this confidence is really proven that families, young people decide to continue their studies at universities, to increase their knowledge in competitive fields of study. And here at the University of Veterinary Medicine, 2/3 of the students are from abroad because they know the reputation and the success and the high quality of the universities, and they decided to choose the Budapest University of Veterinary Medicine as their alma mater. Students who start their studies here can be sure that they are in very good hands. Those who study among these walls will feel that they will feel the wisdom and the professional commitment of these several hundreds of years. And they know that they will not only become specialists, but they will become professionals. They will learn patriotism. They will learn to be well-deserved members of the veterinary society. I congratulate the awardees of all the various certificates of honor, and as for myself, I feel blessed and honored to have a possibility to work with the rector of the university, and I'm very grateful for having an opportunity to struggle together in an effort to renew the Hungarian higher education. I thank you that I can rely on your university on behalf of the government. Universities have a special role, and I am sure that the University of Veterinary Medicine will be able to make use of the opportunities that we offered in the framework of the model change. Hopefully, our whatever we can face regarding our financial resources, I can reassure you that we will continue and complete the reconstruction of the University of Veterinary Medicine. So be good veterinarians, dedicated veterinarians, and successful veterinarians, because we know that the success of youths will be the success of our nation. And you see, by becoming university citizens, we also expect more and more from you. And I would like to ask God's blessing to the community of the University of Veterinary Medicine.
Mélyen tisztelt hölgyeim!
Ladies and gentlemen, dear jubilarian colleagues, it is an affecting event of the academic year opening ceremony that, on behalf of all of us, I can greet the jubilarian veterinary doctors, thus expressing the acknowledgement and respect of the younger colleagues towards the work and achievements of the older generation of veterinary doctors. However, before conferring the jubilarian diplomas, let's listen to the aria of Bang from our national opera composed by Ferenc Elke. It's performed by Imre Vodkerti, awardee of a high-level state recognition.
mint száműzött kivándorol a sűrű éjjel át. Ott fölgetek bennem lelé vezérlő csillagát. Az ember szív is úgy bolyongó, jegyes egyedül, úgy tépik inn az orkán, mint az önbátít belül. Csak egy nagy érzés éltetett, sok gond és jász alatt, ott szent hazám és ős nevem, szemlőtlen megmaradt. Most mind a kettő orvosra vár, s még itt töprengem. Hazám borítja a szenvedél, s elvész becsületem. Hazám, hazám, te mindenem, tudom, hogy életem neked köszönhetem. Aranymezők, ezüst folyók, hősvértől ázottak, könyvtől áradók. Sajgós nevét felejti bánk, szokott, de szolgálja népe szent javát. Magyar hazám megállana, szép érted élni, érted halni. Te szent magyar hazám!
Felkérem
I kindly ask the Jubilarian colleagues who are here with us to receive their Jubilarian diplomas from the rector. Those who are unable to attend our ceremony today will receive their diplomas later. Iron diplomas are conferred to Dr. István Borda, Chief Veterinarian from Hódmezővásárhely. Dr. György Gajdács, Director from Békés Csaba. Dr. Györgyné, Dr. Gajdács Emília Pálinkás, Head of Department from Békés Csaba. Dr. Szilárd Györkő, Chief Veterinarian from Gyoma Endrőd. Dr. Lajos Igrici, Chief Veterinarian from Békés Csaba. Dr. Tibor Kántor, Chief Veterinarian from Győr. Dr. Pál Kollár, Chief Veterinarian from Örkény. Dr. Antal Mikulán, Chief Veterinarian from Szeged. Dr. Sándor Sümegi, Chief Veterinarian from Szeged. Dr. László Vajda, Head of Laboratory from Budapest. Diamond diplomas are conferred to Dr. Lajos Bélyei, Chief Veterinarian from Győr. Dr. Vince Bencik, Chief Veterinarian from Marcali. Dr. Antal Csikos, Chief Veterinarian from Balmazújváros. Dr. Ferenc Hegyi, Chief Veterinarian from Győr. Dr. Miklós Kelemen, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. Ádám Kulcsár, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. József Lányi, Chief Veterinarian from Békéscsaba. Dr. György Miklós, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. Zoltán Pák, Chief Veterinarian from Győr. Dr. Károly Pál, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. Tamás Pécsi, Chief Veterinarian from Debrecen. Dr. János Sikovanyec, Chief Veterinarian from the city of Szeged. Dr. Hildegard Diós, Chief Veterinarian from Szombathely. Dr. József Szabó, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. Botond Szilvási, Chief Veterinarian from Balatonfenyves. Dr. Károly Szombati, Chief Veterinarian from Kisköre. Dr. István Szurop, Chief Veterinary Doctor from Győr. Dr. Árpád Újvári, Chief Veterinarian from Mezőkövesd. Dr. János Varga, Academic from Budapest. Dr. Ferenc Visi, Chief Veterinarian from Szolnok. And golden diplomas are conferred to Dr. Sándor Almási, Chief Veterinarian from Jánkmajtis. Dr. Attila Angyalics, Chief Veterinarian from Lébény. Dr. Gábor Tamás Balázs, Chief Veterinarian from Pitvaros. Dr. László Bánhidi, Chief Veterinarian from Nyíregyháza. Dr. András Barsi, Chief Counselor from Budapest. Dr. László Belső, Chief Veterinarian from Lenti. Dr. László Damjanovics, Chief Veterinarian from Sárospatag, who unfortunately cannot be with us here, so her daughter is taking over his certificate. Dr. Éva Dracsai, Chief Veterinarian from Gödöllő. Dr. Bálint Gyene, Chief Veterinarian from Baja. Dr. Ferenc Hanzséros, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. Ilona Horváth, Miss Hanzséros from Budapest. Dr. Zsolt Sándor Hatvani, Chief Veterinarian from Polgár. Dr. Ferenc Gyula Herold, Chief Veterinarian from Fertőszent Miklós. Dr. Erzsébet Horváth, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. Éva Ivanics, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. József Jordán, Chief Veterinarian from Zalaegerszeg. Dr. Éva Koszonyicki, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. János Keresztes, Chief Veterinarian from Sukoró. Dr. József János Kis, Chief Veterinarian from Kisvárda. Dr. Johann Klag János Kardos, Chief Veterinarian from Pilsting. Dr. Endre Kozma, Chief Veterinarian from Győr. Dr. Antal Lányfalvi, Chief Veterinarian from Hernád. Dr. Dalma Mátrai from Hernád. Dr. József Lőrinc, Chief Veterinarian from Tisza-Szent Imre. Dr. László Lövei, Director and Chief Veterinarian from Balatonszárszó. Dr. Tamás István Nagy, Chief Veterinarian from Kőszárhegy. Dr. László Németh, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. András Osvárt, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. László Palkovics, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. Csongor Jenő Péterhegyi, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. István Pető, Chief Veterinarian from Nagyvázsony. Dr. Albert Pucsok, Chief Veterinarian from Hajdúböszörmény. Dr. Gábor Rédli, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. László Rónai, Chief Veterinarian from Székesfehérvár. Dr. István László Sírling, Chief Veterinarian from Sátoraljaújhely. But unfortunately, due to his health condition, he cannot be here, so his son is taking over his diploma. Dr. István Suba, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. Katalin Szabó, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. István Szentírmai, Chief Veterinarian from Ács. Dr. Géza Szita, University Associate Professor from Budapest. Dr. Imre Szűcs, Chief Veterinarian from Jász Árokszállás. Dr. Sándor Tornyi, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Dr. Ferenc Veszeli, Chief Veterinarian from Szolnok. Dr. Judit Losonci, Chief Veterinarian from Szolnok. Dr. László Zsák, Chief Veterinarian from Sarasota, Florida. Dr. László Zsoldos, Chief Veterinarian from Budapest. Let me announce that academic Dr. János Varga would like to speak on behalf of the Jubilarian veterinary doctors. Dear Rector, distinguished Senate, university professors, ladies and gentlemen, dear students, dear guests, let me express our thanks on behalf of all the Jubilarian colleagues for awarding the Jubilarian diplomas to us. Those who received their Jubilarian diplomas today have been working in the profession for decades. Yet it seems that it was yesterday that we started the university, which was almost 2 generations ago. But I will never forget my first day when we sat in the chemistry hall and we were trying to get acquainted with the periodic system of elements. There were so many textbooks and such a huge load of materials that we had to buy that we hadn't seen for the 4 years of our high school studies. So it was very, very difficult. The most difficult one was anatomy, not only in the time of Professor Sótonyi, but also in the time of the Professor Kovács, who tried to teach us the science of anatomy. And it was like we had to learn a whole dictionary of Latin expressions, but we did learn them. And then physiology and biochemistry were very difficult. They were very nice subjects, but they were very hard. But these were the two subjects in which we learned how an animal actually is built, their organs and how they operate. And it is very similar to those of humans, but also in a different way. But we could learn how they operated, and that's how we could understand all other subjects like pathology and epidemiology and all these other disciplines. Then came parasitology and pharmacology and food safety, food hygiene, and then came the clinical subjects, and then the subjects where we had to take the final exams, like animal hygiene and health management. So we completed studies at a very difficult university. It was hard to get in, actually. If I'm not mistaken, we were the first generation where we had to take an entrance exam. It was at the College of Veterinary Medicine in those days. And then when we got our degree, the year that started in 1959, then it was already, the diplomas were already issued by the University of Veterinary Medicine. And it was in 1964 that we received our diplomas in the cinema called Urania, because we did not have a nice aula like now. In addition to the subjects and the difficulties, I would also like to remember our professors who laid the foundations of the good reputation of our university. The ones who taught us, I remember Professor Dr. Gyula Kovács, Armand Kemény, in the departments of anatomy and physiology, and Miss Zsuzsa Gáspár from biochemistry. And then there were the great personalities who tried to convince us that parasitology, for example, and physiology are very nice subjects, but they were extremely hard. And then came the clinical subjects like Gyula Lamy and János Mocsi, and then Rezső Malinger, and many, many others who I could mention here. When I remember my professors, some of them have a statue here in the park, and when I pass by their statues, I always nod my head and raise my hat, symbolically thanking them to teach us to be humanes, and good professionals. In those days, we started our studies in much more modest circumstances. In the past decades, the university has gone through huge developments, huge improvements. It's so nice to see the renovated buildings now, and it's so nice to see how well equipped education is. I have experienced myself the importance of the internet and of self-education. So nowadays you can acquire deep knowledge online, and I also called the youth's attention to actually use all these resources, because you can find extremely useful information by using audiovisual devices, which have also made demonstrations and operations much easier. the buildings of the university are also going through very nice renovations, not only outside but also inside. They are going to be equipped with state-of-the-art, very, very modern equipment and medical devices. So when we were university students, it was very different. Of course, it's not. I'm not sure that today's generations are interested in our generation or the way we studied, but it's nice to remember how different it was. And when I remember my former professors, I also remember my colleagues who are no longer here with us, unfortunately, and we remember them with deep respect and sympathy. But let me give you a few hints of how to remember and how to be proud of completing your studies at a university, an excellent university where you acquired a highly valuable diploma. And I encourage you to be proud to have achieved so much success during your lives, even if you encounter difficulties and failures and sometimes losses, of course. And regarding the future, I would like to ask you to believe that you will find joy and happiness in your family, among your daughters, your sons, your grandchildren, and remember your alma mater with love and keep it in your good memories and hearts. Thank you very much. Dear guests, dear parents, dear freshman students, now it is time for the first-year students to take their ceremonial oath. I kindly ask the first-year students of the Hungarian language course to swear their oath. The words of the oath will be read out by Levente Pelle. I'd like to ask our dear guests to listen to the Hungarian, English and German language oaths standing up. I kindly ask my fellow students to put their right hands on your heart and raise your left hand. And after the word I, please state your own names. I, Levente Pelle, promise under oath to the flag of the University of Veterinary Medicine that during my studies in Hungary, I will respect the laws of the country. I shall keep the regulations of the University of Veterinary Medicine, Budapest. I promise solemnly that I will respect the professors and teachers of the university, and that my conduct will be becoming of a veterinary professional. I also pledge to assist my fellow students. I will pursue my studies with a full sense of responsibility and prepare myself to the best of my ability for all my duties and obligations in my profession so as to be able to serve the veterinary community with my knowledge. So help me God. I kindly ask the first-year students of the German language study program to swear their oath. The words of the oath will be read by Bard Johannes.
Ich, Johannes Barth, gelobe, der Flagge der Veterinärmedizinischen Universität während meines Studiums in Budapest Ungarns Verfassung und Gesetze einzuhalten. Ich werde die Regeln der Veterinärmedizinischen Universität befolgen, meine Lehre respektieren, mich einem studentenwürdigen Verhalten und meine Kommilitonen unterstützen. Ich bemühe mich in meinem Studium, mein Bestes zu geben, um mich auf das Berufsleben gewissenhaft vorzubereiten. Ich werde der Veterinärmedizinischen Gemeinschaft dienen. Gott segne mich.
Felkérem az angol nyelvű képzés első évfolyamos hallgatóit az eskütétel.
I kindly ask the first-year students of the English language course to swear their oath.
I, Krithia Singh, promise under oath to the flag of the University of Veterinary Medicine that during my studies in Hungary, I will respect the laws of the country. I shall keep the regulations of the University of Veterinary Medicine, Budapest. I promise solemnly that I will respect the professors and the teachers of the university, and that my conduct will be becoming of a veterinary professional. I also pledge to assist my fellow students. I will pursue my studies with a full sense of responsibility. And prepare myself to the best of my ability. For all my duties and obligations in my profession. So as to be able to serve the veterinary community with my knowledge, so help me God.
Now let me ask the appointed representatives of the Hungarian and foreign students to proceed to and shake hands with the rector, who will symbolically accept you as a university student on behalf of all newly admitted students.
képviselője. I accept you as a student.
Megkérem Rezes Zalán hallgatót, hogy a
I kindly ask Zalán Rezes to add the ribbon to the university flag on behalf of the first year students starting their studies in the 2024-2025 academic year. And now I kindly ask Janka Pistár to hand over the flowers to the rector on behalf of the university students. And please take your seats. Now I kindly ask General Manager Mr. Zsolt Hernádi to greet the jubilarian colleagues and the first-year students. Madam Katalin, dear Minister, dear Rector, distinguished University Board, dear jubilarians, and now present and past students. I would like to greet you with great honor, and I'm really pleased to be here. But you can ask the question, why an economist delivers a greeting speech at the University of Veterinary Medicine? What am I doing here? Well, actually, I almost became a student here because my father was a veterinary doctor, and I know from my childhood what it means to wake up early in the morning, to wake up during the night when you have to heal an animal urgently. And I heard so many times that our knowledge is much more diverse and much more important than that of a normal doctor, as we have to know the anatomy and the illnesses of all kinds of animals. So I witnessed this, and very often he knew earlier than a human doctor what treatment a human needed, even if he was only a veterinarian, or he was a veterinarian, but he was very good at actually preparing some ointments or some other medical treatments for us humans as well. Yes, and he was responsible for 4 villages, and I was actually expected to become a veterinarian myself, but I wasn't very good at the subjects which were necessary to be admitted. So I actually chose a different path. I worked in a cow farm for 1 year, and I was told that, well, my entrance exam wasn't good enough, but if I worked in the profession for 1 year, I could try again the next year. Well, actually, I saw all those books mentioned by the academic, and I wasn't so afraid of village people, and I felt I had a good time there, but what was missing was the profession. I didn't feel the calling, because you need real commitment for this profession. If you don't feel in every minute of your life that you want to do this profession with all your heart, then you shouldn't do it. Dear guests, I told you all this because most probably the students who are here now as freshmen did not get here under the pressure of their parents. Most probably they felt this kind of calling, this kind of profession, that they want to become veterinarians. As our Hungarian writer said, the love of an animal is something you will never be disappointed in. And I do agree with this statement. At the age of 63, I'm leading one of the largest companies in Hungary, and I have been disappointed in many things, in many people, except for animals. They always return the unconditional love. Whether you are talking about your dog or any other animal, you will feel the unconditional love of these animals, and it's a gift that you will receive from your patients. And I respect everybody who is ready to help these animals. Dear jubilarians, you know best that the veterinary profession is much more than that, because we tend to forget that this profession has a huge significance from the aspect of Hungary's economy, especially here in the middle of Europe, where the proportion of agriculture is greater than in many other countries. So you are responsible for ensuring the safety and health of livestock, and to develop farming and agriculture that is sustainable in the long run, with sufficient and efficient education. And you've had a great role in this. Of course, the new generation will have to continue your work, will have to further improve this task. When I was young, and I'm sure the jubilarians know it better than me, there were 3 key positions in a village, and one of them was the vet. Because a vet is not only responsible for the animals, but for the owners of the animals. And they were the ones who represented the knowledge, the humanity, and the professionalism that he or she learned here at this university. And now we're not talking about the mass production that we were used to during the socialist era, but there are a lot of new challenges, like the climate change, the healing of pets. Yet, future generations of veterinary doctors will have to carry on the responsibility that is general in the veterinary society. And you will be required to think in a much wider horizon. So I'm very proud of you, the year in the 238 years of the university. And the whole region can be proud of this university, and I congratulate to Professor Sótonyi for the extension of his position as a rector, because he has contributed an immense effort to the development of this university. This is the highest recognized university in Hungary. I would also like to achieve the same result in Corvinus University, but we are far from that. But the secret is that here you will not only learn the profession of veterinary medicine, but also dedication and humanity. Dear guests, dear students, I wish that you will have a constant thirst for knowledge, and you have pledged your oath, so you have to fulfill your promises, and you have to strive for being the best, and help us, educate us, tell us what is good, tell us how to make things even better, how farming can be better, and add to Hungary's economy by research and education, and raise the level and the reputation of the prestige of veterinary medicine to an even higher level, because we all know that veterinary medicine is very closely linked to the future of the human race, and actually we depend on you. So I wish you that every minute that you spend here will take you closer to the fulfillment of this noble profession. And to the jubilarians, well, I was a little bit jealous of your memories, and I thank you very much on behalf of the whole society what you have done for us in the past decades, and I would like to wish you all the best, and also I wish you the best to the students and to the professors. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Kedves vendégeink!
Dear guests, now let's listen to another song by Imre Vadkerti. The title is We Need One More Word.
Kell még egy szó, mielőtt mennél, kell még egy ölelés, ami végig elkísér az úton, majd néha gondolj rám, ez a föld a tiéd, s ha elmész, visszavár. Nézd rám, és lásd, csillagokra lépsz. Nézd rám, tova tűnt a régi szenvedés, hol a fák az égig érnek, ott megérint a fény, se fény, ha nincs hely, ahol én indulj hazafelé. Nagyon szépen köszönöm.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to confer the doctoral certificates which will entitle the candidates to become doctors of veterinary medicine and to use the titles Doctor and PhD. I kindly ask Dr. Zita Karancsi to pre-read the text of the oath. Let's listen to the oath standing up. I kindly ask my fellow students to put your right hand on your heart and raise your left hand, and after the word I, please state your own names. I, Zita Karancsi, hereby promise under oath that my conduct will meet the standards of doctors of the University of Veterinary Medicine. I will do my best to promote and enhance the reputation of the university. I will strive to serve scientific progress, the universal human culture, and the preservation of national values, observing scientific ethics. Thank you. I kindly ask our dear guest to sit down. Dear doctoral candidates, please proceed to the rector of the university after you hear your names. Lila Dénes. Kinga Fornyos. Zita Karancsi. Patricia Kisné Hatala. Gábor Lorászkó. Dóra Török. Dear guests, the following instructors have met the requirements of the university's habilitation procedure in the academic discipline of veterinary medicine, so they are entitled to use the habilitation title. Please proceed to the rector of the university to receive your habilitation certificate as you hear your names. Grant MacDonald. Judith Házi. Kata Veresnyéki. I kindly ask Dr. Zita Karancsi to hand over the flowers to the rector on behalf of the PhD graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, I have pleasure in announcing that at today's ceremony, the Senate is awarding the Honorary Associate Professor title to the following colleagues. I kindly ask the awardees to take over their certificates from the rector after they hear their names. Dr. Ferenc Bíró, veterinary doctor, in recognition of his educational work, his contribution to organizing the HSAVA conference, as well as for providing outstanding support to his colleagues and his students. Dr. Zoltán Gombos, Head of Department, to acknowledge his several decades of dedicated educational activity and his hard work during the final exams. President Dr. Imre Nemes, for his several decades of educational work and his outstanding contribution to the final exams. Dr. László Kocsis, veterinary doctor, as a sign of recognition for his several decades of practical education. We were in the same year. Dr. Gábor Kulcsár, Director and Chief Veterinarian, in recognition of his excellent educational work in the field of epidemiology and his efforts to support education and training at our university. The Senate has decided to award the Pro Arte Veterinaria Medal of Honor to Balázs Karvázi, former lecture leader, in recognition of his several decades of educational work. I kindly ask him to take over the medal from the rector. I have pleasure to announce that this year the Minister of Culture and Innovation awarded a higher education scholarship to the following students for their outstanding academic achievements and excellent community work. I ask the awardees to take over their certificates and accept the congratulations from the rector. Ábel úr Farkas. Benedek Jancsó. Emma Ilona Malosik. Szabolcs Benedek Várhelyi. I am pleased to announce that based on their outstanding academic and sports achievements this year, the Good Student, Good Athlete Prize is awarded to 2 students. Please take over your prizes from the rector. Emma Ilona Malosik for her outstanding academic achievements as well as her sports results in the National Orienteering Championship. Réka Szentkuti for her outstanding academic achievements as well as her sports results in the National Aerobic Championship. Now, we are awarding prizes donated by the various foundations established at the University of Veterinary Medicine as a sign of our acknowledgement and encouragement of scientific research work, which is inevitable for the development of veterinary medicine. Based on their academic achievement in the year 2023-2024, the Dr. Hajdu Gustav Foundation has decided to award prizes to Victoria Yvette Doka, Beatrix Puskás, Balázs Nagyházi, Evelyn Horváth, Dear guests, the Bona Farm Scholarship is awarded to students who, in addition to their excellent academic achievements, are highly committed to their profession and have outstanding talent in and dedication towards agriculture as a whole. The certificates are conferred by Dr. Adél Orosz, Swine Sector Manager of Bona Farm Company. I kindly ask the students to take over their certificates as they hear their names. Yasmin Német, and Liliana Lukács. I warmly greet Judith Bolla-Fehér, veterinary business developer, who is going to confer the Royal Canin Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to students who, in addition to their excellent academic achievement, are dedicated to the protection of animals as well as to enhancing the scientifically proven healthy feeding and well-being of dogs and cats. In 2024, the scholarship is awarded to 2 students who I kindly ask to receive from the rector, or from Ms. Bolla-Fehér. Alexandra Kovács, Gyula Károly, Mészáros. Congratulations to all the awardees. And dear guests, please listen to Rector Professor Péter Sótonyi's closing words. It is very hard to say anything after such a beautiful ceremony, because I'm sure that today's ceremony has touched the hearts of all of us. It was 51 years ago that I first stepped in this alma mater, and I hope to stay for some more time. As to the jubilarians, I wish lots of success, good health, and in their lives, and I would like to express my greatest thanks. And to the first-year students, I would like to say that you should never forget that there is only one university like this in this country. So all veterinary doctors graduated from this alma mater. This is a force that keeps us together, and that will maintain our community, not only during your studies, but also when you will take over your diamond, iron, and ruby diplomas. Thank you that I can be here. Thank you that I have an opportunity to celebrate with you. And I would like to take the opportunity now that there are so many people here. So I would like to wish a good academic year to all of my colleagues, and as I mentioned in my speech, I call upon you for a joint creative work, because education is a creative process. Yes, students, youths with sparkling eyes and enthusiastic instructors. Only this way can we work together. Thank you for the minister, for president, for our flag hostess that she's always here with us at our ceremonies. And finally, I would like you to sing the national proclamation together.
Kedves vendégeink, ünnepségünk véget ért. Köszönöm megtisztelő figyelmüket. Kérem, hogy az
Dear guests, this is the end of our ceremony. Thank you for your kind attention. Please stay at your seats until the members of the board leave the hall. Thank you very much.